see what we got going on. Okay. Yeah, it popped up. He popping up quick, boy. I like that there. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, we live. We live in this thing. All right. Hey, social media. Man, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube and we are live on X. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, man. It's your guy, Mr. Willie Ray Johnson Jr., man, and I am super excited to talk to y'all, man. I know it's been a minute, not to, what I'm saying, put all my business out in the street, but me and the wife are in the process of selling a home, just kind of getting all that stuff taken care of. So for those of y'all who do follow me, man, I promise you I'm going to be back on my Monday morning mindsets and motivations. But today, man, this evening, I am beyond excited because I have a gentleman tonight, man, that we are going to talk a little bit, okay? As y'all know, like I told y'all, April is Financial Literacy Month, okay? And financial literacy is a huge, huge thing, man, especially for people who have come from areas where financial literacy may not have been something that was talked about a lot, or you just didn't know, okay? I'm a firm believer in it's okay not to know, but it is not okay to continue to remain uneducated, all right? So this gentleman, man, I'm so excited again, man, to be able to share a platform with this guy right here, man, Mr. Keith Tucker. Mr. Tucker, man, first of all, I just like to tell you again, thank you so much, man, for making time on your schedule, because I know you are like a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest, but you, from what I understand, you be doing your thing. So, Mr. Tucker, please come on, man, and just tell the crowd a little bit about yourself, man. Where are you from? What are you doing with your life? Just kind of give them a little bit of introduction. Don't give them too much because I want to make sure I leave room for these questions, man.
Yes. So, as you stated, my name is Keith Tucker. I am married to a beautiful woman by the name of Cheyenne Tucker. We have created three lovely children, two boys and a girl. And I'm telling you, life has been amazing. I currently work for a government agency called the Joint Strike Fighter. It's an F-35 airplane. I've been there 19 years, been the manager of security as well as the manager of facilities. And I really, really enjoy my job. I have no complaints about the job. I enjoy going there every day. And the people around me have just definitely been a blessing. And I pray that I've been a blessing to them as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Mr. Tucker, I'm so sorry, man. This is my son. Give me 1 second. I hate to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. That's all right.
All right. Well, we'll talk in a minute. He didn't. Oh, here he go. I'm sorry. Oh, 1 more second. I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me.
Sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. Hey, what they say, Mr. Tucker, even when your kids get older, they don't need the parents less. You just have to parent less.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey,
Yes.
man, thank you so much, man, for that introduction, man. And I just like I talked, we talked a little bit earlier, and I just wanted to just kind of set the stage, man, for what we're gonna be talking about, and just to kind of let people know. So as you know, me and you, Mr. Tucker, we both are in the financial education business. Okay, you
Yes.
have been doing your business since what? When did you start doing your specific business?
Since 2009.
2009. Okay, so you what they say a little bit longer in the tooth than I am, because I started in about 2016. And one of the things, man, that I have noticed, and me doing what I do, is a lot of people, when I approach them and I try to talk to them about financial literacy, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Oh, well, you retired military. You good. You got a retirement check." And it kind of strikes me as weird, because I ain't never known nobody in no walk of life right now that don't need money. Okay. And so
Yes.
I
Yes.
wanted to get somebody on here, who doesn't have a military background. I know you do work with the military. I ain't gonna ask too many questions. You G-14 classified. I mess around and like my whole screen will go black, and I end up somewhere with a bag over my head. But my first question of the night, Mr. Tucker, to you, sir, is this, and it's a two-part question. Okay. I want you to tell me, or tell us, because I got some people out here watching. I want you to tell us first, um, what is your definition of financial literacy?
I would say that my definition of financial literacy is the possession of knowledge to help people to attain wealth creation. It also is the possession of knowledge to put a person in a position where they can get their money to work for them instead of them working for the money.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I want to tell you is this right here. My mentor, Mr. Terrence Hill. I know I usually do these Friday night edutainments with him. Shout out to the Financial Blueprint Academy, baby. FBA all day. Always ripping my team, ripping my crew. But one thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you on here listening, you might want to get you these two things. You might want to get you something to write on and something to write with. Because this gentleman that we talking to tonight, I promise you, he gonna give you something that's gonna put some rankles on your brain. All right. So,
And
Mr. Tucker, that was
I agree with you too, because I always tell my team, note takers are money makers.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So the second part of the question, Mr. Tucker, is this. You said you've been doing your financial literacy business since 2009. Okay. So can you
Yes.
tell us, what was your life like before you were financially literate? What were you like? What were you doing day to day? Like what kind of situations did you find yourself in, uh, not having financial literacy?
Oh, I was definitely in financial turmoil. I was in a situation where I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was born from Paul to pay Peter, and I was struggling to make ends meet. And let me tell you, I was struggling. First of all, I had a 520 credit score. And so I had that 520 credit score. I went to the car dealership. My very first car was a neon. I don't know if you remember those cars back in the day, but it was a neon, and it wasn't automatic. It was manual. I had to manually roll the windows down. But because my credit score was a 520, when I went into the car dealership, they let me walk away with a car. But on the back end, I ended up paying 29% interest. And so that neon ended up being $29,000 because of the 29% interest rate that they put on my interest. And so that was the first thing. A 520 credit score, that was terrible right there. Number two, I ended up getting in so much debt. In fact, to be accurate, I had over $100,000 worth of debt. I had two cars, I had loans, I had credit cards, $100,000 total. Number three, I had no emergency fund. Every time an emergency happened, the first thing that I did was take my credit card out and just swipe. But you know what the terrible thing was? Because my credit was so bad, every time I swiped the card once, I end up buying something two or three times over. And so I tell you, my finances was definitely in disarray before I got financial education that I got now.
Mr. Tuck, I heard something in there, and I gotta help people understand this. You know, when I get a chance to bring people on, I want to make sure that I can give them a picture so they can visualize this. Okay, Mr. Tucker, how
Yes,
tall are you again?
6'2".
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that this gentleman is 6 feet 2 inches. And if y'all remember what a neon, like 6 foot 2 inches, that's a whole lot. That's like trying to put 5 pounds of man into 10 pounds of man into a 5 pound bag. Mr. Tucker, I don't know how you managed to do that, sir. You must have took the front seat all the way out that thing and sitting the bike seat to drive. Huh? And then it was all manual. Well, I guess with you being tall, you know, everything you could touch it being in that little bit of
Yes,
contact. So it's all good. It's all good. Man, that's crazy. So just real quick, you said you had a 520 credit score
yes,
and you
520.
paid $29,000 for a neon.
Yes, it would have been 12,500, but because of that 29% interest rate, it took it all the way up to $29,000.
Wow. See, and I think just to kind of add on to what you're saying, man, a lot of people don't understand how important your credit score is. You know what I mean? I think
Yes,
a lot of people don't understand that when you're in financial ruins or have some issues, your credit can lead to you spending more money on things than is necessary. And before you know it, you just kind of catch yourself in kind of what we call that snowball effect, and it just kind of
yes,
overtakes
yes,
you. Wow. Okay. So 520 credit score, using your credit cards to do everything, trying to put 10 pounds of man into a 5 pound car, just ridiculous. Okay. So, Mr. Tucker, this was before, you know, you got your
yes.
financial literacy going on. What has your life been like now since you've learned it? And not only learned it, but you also started applying financial literacy to your life.
It has definitely been a blessing. Number one, I was able to eliminate, not consolidate, eliminate over $100,000 of debt in 1 year using the financial education that I got. 1 year, not 10 years, not 20 years. 1 year, $100,000 debt gone. Number two, I was able to increase my credit score from a 520, which was poor credit, to an 804, which is excellent credit. Number three, I now have a true emergency fund. So if an emergency happened, I don't have to worry about going into my pockets, pulling out Visa and MasterCard. I have a true emergency fund that I can go to, that I can pull my money out and use that for my emergency. Number four, I was able to go into a car dealership and pay for a brand new car in cash because of the financial literacy that I got and the knowledge and how to make money. I was able to take that additional funds and go in that car dealership and pay that car in cash. So the interest, they did not get any from me because I totally paid it off in that as soon as I walked into the car dealership. And then last and not least, another thing that has been phenomenal for me is I've been able to learn more about investing. I've been able to invest wholesale instead of retail. Instead of getting the average 1 or 2% interest rate, I'm learning how to get 5%, 10% and beyond on my money. And that puts me in a position again where my money's working for me instead of me working hard for the money.
Awesome, awesome. So let me make sure I understand it, man. Man, I'm hey, people, I'm telling you, man, like you to understand this situation, you went into the car lot and got that neon, and the man put his hand on the paper like this. You know when your hand come like that, hey man, I don't know what we gonna be able to do for you. We gonna let you get the neon, and then you walked in there and paid straight cash for your car.
Yes. Yes.
Whoever the salesman was that day was super excited to see you walk in the door because he had no clue. He probably thought he was going to try to get you back there to talk to the finance man and everybody else, and you said, "No, boss, we gonna do this here straight cash."
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So man, let's go back, man, because I know like I said, I try to talk to people um about just saying the well-roundedness that comes with being financially literate. And I just want to hit on something, man, because I think a lot of people they miss this. When they start talking about, I want to invest, I want to invest. The first question I ask them is like, hey, well, what is your debt to income ratio look like? Like,
Yes.
how much
Yes.
money do you actually have in your house to be able to use things? Can you kind of walk us through that process, man? Like, because like I said, a lot of people think that it's just as simple as just going and investing. They don't understand the before you get to that point.
Yes, you know, number one, I tell people you want to make sure that you're debt free as well, because when you're debt free, you're stress free. You know, I can't stress that enough. You know, it's nothing like having to worry about trying to pay a credit card or a loan, wondering, you know, like I pay this month, every single month. But when you're debt free, that's important. You want to get yourself debt free. Number two, you want to make sure you have some other money coming from other sources. You know, one way is if you're working a job, we literally educate people on how to correct their W-4 form. You know, many people have no idea how to fill that form out. In fact, the IRS says that over 80% of Americans have that W-4 form filled out incorrectly. So you want to get some additional funds there as well. And then you also want to make sure that you look at your expenses in your household. You want to make sure that you start minimizing some of those expenses and start asking yourself, do I really need this? Do I really need that? So that you can create some multiple streams so that when you are ready to invest, you do have some money to invest. You know, it's a terrible thing to go to an investment firm and they're asking you for a set amount of money and you have no money in your savings account or your checking account to be able to invest. So you want to make sure you free up some cash flow from different areas so that you are able to invest.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Man, I hope somebody out there is listening and writing this down, man. Because like I said, the thing about financial literacy, man, and this is something that we talk about a lot in the Financial Blueprint Academy, man, is that the informed will always capitalize on the uninformed. It's and
Yes.
people like they think it's you're trying to pick on them, or you calling them out, and it's not about calling them out. People got to understand, like, me and you are two average guys, man. You know what I'm saying? You went to work doing what you do. I went into the military, but even what people got to understand is like financial literacy, if you will allow it to, can bring people together. People who probably
Yes.
wouldn't normally cross
Yes.
paths can come together and they can start having some different type of conversations. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
man, that's
Yes.
that's big, man. That's big. All right, Mr. Tucker, let me move on to this next question, man. So I made a post earlier this week, and the post was from 4 years ago. And my mentor always told us, he tells us, hey man, document your life. Put stuff
Yes.
out there because you'll get a chance to see how much you've grown from when you started to where you are now. And when it come up in your memories, it'll be like, man, 4 years ago I was doing this, or I was just getting into this, and now to see where I am now is absolutely amazing. But I was saying, a lot of people always thinking, they always,
Yes.
they ain't nobody taking no action. They just doing a lot of thinking. Okay. So my question to you is, Mr. Tucker, is in your opinion, you've been doing what you've been doing for a while. You work in a specific area where a lot of people think that because they're high income earners that they don't need to have
Yes.
financial literacy. It's just gonna all work out. So in your opinion, why don't more people obtain financial literacy?
You know, I heard this old cliche a long time ago. They said, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. I think that many people don't take the time to read books that can educate them about financial literacy. Also, I think a lot of people are afraid to invest in courses because they say, I got to save my money. You know, they rather spend on liabilities instead of spending money on assets. So I think that it's a thing too where they're not investing into their future. There are a lot of courses, podcasts, a lot of things that they can, schools that they can invest in to give them that financial education and that financial literacy. But many people just are afraid, unfortunately. And that's the worst thing you can do. Sometimes we got to move our own stuff out of the way. Sometimes it's us that's blocking our future. And we just got to push ourselves out of the way so that we can step forward to be able to attain financial freedom and financial success.
Man, I like that right there. You know what, man? It's funny you said that. 'Cause my grandfather, may he rest in peace, used to always say that to me. Boy, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. because they ain't gonna pick it up and read
Yes.
it. You know, you was talking about the liability piece, man. And again, you know, my mentor, you know, me and this guy, I talk to him all the time. He said people are more concerned on what's on their head versus what's in their head.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and
Yes. Yes.
it's so, what's the word I want to, it's so befuddling to me. All right. You know, I had, matter of fact, I was talking, I was going back and forth with one of my old English teachers, and I had sent her a post, and she told the guy I sent her a post about, she said that he had some good ideas, but she couldn't get past the language, you know, and she was just telling me that, you know, when people refuse to speak, you know, intelligently, the message can get lost. So I just want to say thank you, Miss Herring, for always making sure I keep my mouth clean, and I try to talk in terms of where people can understand me, but also understand that I can talk in different languages or whatnot. But the people not wanting to obtain financial literacy, man. Now let me ask you this again, because you've been doing this for a minute, man, and like, what would you tell somebody? Well, not let me back up. Let me back up. I don't want to say, I don't want to ask that just yet. We asked why people don't obtain financial literacy. You say it's because they won't read. But even if you put them in a
Yes.
position of where they don't need to read, they just need to sit down and listen and write down and take notes. In your time in doing this, have you seen people? Is it just like I said? I know they can get comfortable and they can get complacent, but like, in your time, what have you seen that just keep people locked in that position of refusing to better themselves?
I learned a long time ago the word no, you know, it could mean several things. No means next one, but also what I've learned is no means they don't know enough. So sometimes someone doesn't know enough to want to get to read a book. So sometimes we got to just keep hounding them and giving them the education. Sometimes they may need to hear something 2 or 3 times before the light comes on. Like, you know what? I really need to go ahead and invest it so I can go ahead and get my finances together. So I think that sometimes people just don't know enough that maybe the first time they heard from someone, then we need to hear it again and again and again for finally the light to come on for them and say, okay, I can't keep living the kind of life that I like living. Because sometimes I tell people all the time, if you keep doing what you're doing, you will keep getting what you're getting. And if you're not satisfied with what you're getting, something got to change. And I guarantee you 99.9% of it is you. You have to change. You have to make the decision like, I got to make a difference. I got to do something different so that my finances can look different.
Oh man, that's awesome right there. And a lot, two things that I will say with you on that, man, is two of the biggest problems that people have with becoming better. The first one is that 6 inches of space between their ears, that old
Yes.
mind. And then
Yes.
that second thing is the person that they look at every day when they look in the mirror. See, a lot of people
Yes.
do a lot of mental ping ponging and, you know, trying to say, oh, you know, I'm gonna go back and do this then, or I'm gonna wait till then. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And my grandfather again, man, said something to me one time. He said, "Boy, if you ever want to go somewhere and see a whole bunch of good ideas that never got used, go to a graveyard."
Graveyard. Yes.
And I was
Yes.
like, "Golly, that's terrible, man." But then he broke it down for me. He said a lot of people, you know, somebody's gonna go to bed tonight, Mr. Tucker, and they're not gonna wake up tomorrow morning. Or somebody's
Yes.
going to wake up tomorrow morning and they're not going to be able to do what they did yesterday. You know, God forbid, you know, they're going to have a stroke, a heart attack, or something.
Yes.
And you know, if they'd have just took the opportunity when they had the ability to be able to go out and
Yeah.
make that change, then just wow, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yes.
Um, Mr. Tucker, here we this is the next question I got for you, man.
Yes.
Um, I remember seeing you do this at a conference. I can't remember. It was a couple years ago. But man, you have an ABC for financial literacy. And before you go into it, man, ladies and gentlemen, listen. If you ain't got something to write with, please go get it right now. Because I'm telling you, this right here, what you about to get, man, is worth the price of admission. Mr. Tucker, sir, the way the way you walk this down, man, and again, it's like I thought, you was gonna give me a couple, like I'm gonna jump around, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But Mr. Tucker, you went entire 26. And you know what, Mr. Tucker, listen, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna let you have it because I'm ready to write this down again. I done wrote it down before, but every time I hear it, it hit me. Mr. Tucker, will you please be so gracious and share with not only myself, but the audience, those who's watching us on, like I said again, on Facebook, YouTube, X. Please, Mr. Tucker, share with us your ABCs of financial literacy.
Yes, yes. So I one day I was sitting at home. It was raining outside, and I was like, man, what can I do? And so I sat down and I was thinking about financial literacy and entrepreneurship. And I was like, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and just use the letters of the alphabets and create some terms to kind of give people a broader idea when it comes to financial literacy. So we're going to dive right into this. The first letter, of course, of the alphabet is A. I'm going to use A, and we're going to use the word assets. A lot of people, unfortunately, are buying liabilities. They want to buy the latest and greatest. They're standing in line all around the corner for those new Jordans and or new tennis shoes. But what's more important that we got to do is we got to start building assets, something that we can give to our children and our children's children. So letter A stands for assets. We have to start building assets so that we can start creating wealth. The next letter is B, stands for brand yourself. Brand yourself. People do not join businesses, they join people. And so you got to brand yourself so that people know that you are the real deal. You want to brand yourself so that when people go to your social media sites, they already know who you are. They already got your logo out there, you got your name out there, and people are like, oh man, I got to be part of this gentleman's organization. I tell people social media is your resume. When we go for jobs, the employer is looking at your resume and seeing if you fit the job. Your social media page and post is your resume for people to make a decision if they want to go ahead and join you. Then we got C, close the deal. A lot of people, we talk about whatever we're doing, whatever our company that we're part of, we're given the product or service, we're given the education, but we never ask the question, will that be Visa or MasterCard? You got to close the deal. It's pointless to do all that information, do all that talking, and don't ask them, are you ready to get started? D stands for dominate the competition. There's so many different companies that's out there that's trying to do what you do, people trying to copy your style, but you got to know what's out there and you got to be one step ahead of them. So you got to learn the competition. You got to learn what everyone else is doing and be one step ahead and get more educated so that you are always the first person they look forward to. Then we got E. You got to get excited, ladies and gentlemen. We live in a time right now where people are looking for multiple streams of income. The jobs are failing them. A lot of jobs are downsizing, outsourcing. They're going in bankrupt. They're closing down. They're letting people go. But you got to get excited because you can now be an entrepreneur for as little as I've seen companies for free, some as low as $19, where you can start a business and change the lives of many people around you. Then F stands for follow up. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to follow up. One thing I learned a long time ago from a mentor is the fortune is in the follow up. I'm going to say that again. The fortune is in the follow up. It's a terrible thing to give someone some education about something, but you never follow back up with them to see if they like what they saw. So make sure if you want to get that fortune, you make sure that you follow up as often as you can. G stands for go hard or go home. Go hard or go home. See, you can't have one foot in and one foot out. You got to be totally committed to your success. That's a powerful word right there, committed, because a lot of people are in business, but the question is the business in you? Are you always talking about your business? Are you ready and available to have business cards so that if someone was to ask you about your business, you have the information available for them to make a decision to join you in business. Then we got H, help. It's nothing wrong with asking for help. You know, there are a lot of people that may know more than what you know. And sometimes when you in a circle and you're smarter than everybody in the circle, it's time to move circles. You need to ask for help so that you can go to that next level. See, a lot of people say, no, I'm good. But guess what? There's something called great. If you never ask for help, you're going to always stay good. We want to take you to the next level so that you can be great and greater. Then we got I, invest in yourself. There's no such thing as a bad investment if you are investing in you. Let me say that again. There's no such thing as a bad investment if you are investing in you. You need to become the CEO of YOU. Let me say that again. You need to be the CEO of YOU. Make an investment in you. You'll never go wrong if you make that investment in you. Then J stands for journey. Listen, building a business and building wealth happens over time, not overnight. Let me say that again. Building a business or building wealth happens over time, not overnight. See, when it comes to building a business and building wealth, you are running a marathon, not a sprint. See, so many people want that microwave success. Soon as I get in a business, I need to make $1 million just like that. But you can't go from the pit to the palace with one step. It's going to take time, ladies and gentlemen. And again, it takes time to build wealth. Then we got K, stands for kindness. Listen, your attitude determines your latitude. See, if you want to go higher, you got to be kind to people. See, the worst thing you can do is treat people wrong and burn bridges because you never know when you might need to cross that bridge. But if you burn that bridge, guess what? You're going to always be stuck where you are. We got to treat people with kindness because I'm telling you, it goes a long way. I'm a living witness to that. I can't tell you how much of God's favor I got from just being kind. So be kind. It's okay to be nice to people. Then L stands for leadership. You got to be a leader. See, one way to find out if you are a leader, if you're walking and you turn around and you got people following you, you're a leader. But if you turn around and no one's following you, you're just taking a walk. See, ladies and gentlemen, leadership is important. You got to develop into a leader. You know, some leaders are not born. You got to develop into a leader. And so many people got to take time to start developing and learning some skill set so that they can be a leader of leaders. Then we got M, market your business. Many people don't understand that you have to talk about your business every single day. In other words, you got to plant seeds and you got to plant them consistently. The problem is you never know when if you're going to plant on good ground or bad ground. We don't know. And the other problem is many people think that when they plant seeds, their seeds are going to grow overnight like Jack and in the beanstalk. But we all know that was a fairy tale. So every seed you plant is not going to grow overnight. Sometimes you got to continue to water it and just watch and wait, and you'll see them seeds grow. But unfortunately, there are going to be some times when some of those seeds just won't grow. But you got to market your business every single day. There are 2 times to market your business: when you feel like it and when you don't feel like it. You got to market your business and let people know that you're in business. See, a closed mouth can't get fed. If they don't know you in business, how would they know to go ahead and ask you, can they get your services? Then we got N, stands for no. I talked about this a little earlier. No stands for next one. You know, it's okay if someone says no. I hear no still to this day, but I move to the next one. And again, no sometimes means they don't know enough to make a conscious decision to get involved with you. Sometimes you might need to give them a little bit more information. Sometimes they might need to see it again. But don't get discouraged with no, because that 2-letter word have caused so many people to get up on their goals and dreams. Then we got O, options, multiple streams of income. You know, you got to have multiple streams of income in these days and time, because guess what? If your job slows down, so will your income. God forbid your job stops, so will your income. You need to have multiple streams of income so that if one stream of income slows up, you got another one to pick up the pace. Then we got P, stands for perseverance. You got to be strong. See, one thing I've learned is in any type of industry, especially if we're dealing with network marketing, that's a strong industry that you definitely got to be strong with, because guess what? It has so many black eyes in that industry that you will hear people say so many negative things, but you got to persevere through that and realize that at the end of the road, it's going to be some gold, and you're going to be the one to be able to distribute it so that people can build financial freedom. Then we got Q, quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. So many people just say, I just gotta get this person in business with me. If I can get this person in business, we just getting slinging people in. But you want to make sure that you have quality people, because that's going to help your business stay around for the long term. When you just doing quantity and just throwing people in, as fast as they go in, it's going to be as fast as they go out. Or register for conferences. We were talking about this earlier too. You got to invest in yourself. Register for conferences, whatever industry that you're in. You want to register for conferences in that area so that you can get more skill sets so you can take your business to the very next level. Then we got S, stands for systems. You need to have systems in place to make your job or your business that much easier. System stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. Saving yourself time, energy, and money. Put systems in place so that your business can flow with ease. T stands for time. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let anyone waste your time. Your time is just as valuable as theirs, and you don't need nobody wasting your time. You have so many things that could be doing, but when you let people waste your time, it's really hurting you. So you want to make sure that you let people know that your time is just as valuable as theirs. U stands for unity. I always tell people, it's nothing wrong with hanging around other people, because when you hang around smart people, you will get smart. Someone once told me, if you hang around 10 broke people, you gonna be the next one. So make sure you get unity and be unified with other people. Then we got V, stands for value. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to make sure that when you're talking about your business, you're providing value, because if you provide value, people will decide to do business with you. Always provide value. Then we got W, walk by faith, not by sight. Walk by faith, not by sight. This is hard for many people, because many people don't have faith enough to believe that they can be successful. They see that other people are failing. They're like, well, if so-and-so is failing, I can't be successful. You got to walk by faith and not by sight. Just continue to put your faith in God and watch him order your steps, and you'll be successful. Then we got X, stands for X-ray vision. X-ray vision. We got to learn how to see through the fluff and the puff. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be lying to you, telling you made up stories of what kind of success they're having, and you looking at their success. Never compare this success to your success, because you never know. They may be on chapter 20 when you might be on chapter 1. Never compare. Sooner or later, you're going to have your time where you're going to be just like them, but it may take a couple of months. It may take a couple of years, but never compare you to someone else. And then Y stands for you. You are one of the best investments that you're going to ever invest in. You are the one that was chosen to change the lineage of your family so that you can build generational wealth for your children and your children's children. See, you are the one that your children are looking forward to. And you are the one that's going to have your picture hanging over the fireplace so your children can celebrate and say, that's my grandpa and that's my great grandfather who left me this legacy that I have. And then Z, zero balance. Your ultimate goal is have a zero balance when it comes to debt. You want to become debt free so you become stress free. Trust and believe, I know firsthand that when you are debt free, you are stress free. And then I want to leave you all with this. Here's something that's very powerful. There are 4 seasons of success. The first season is the season of preparation. In order to be successful, you got to get yourself prepared. So how do you get yourself prepared? Number one, you got to make sure that you have business cards, brochures. You want to make sure you prepare yourself for the word no, because like I said earlier, that 2-letter word has caused so many people to give up on their goals and their dreams. So get prepared. Number 2 is the season of planting. You got to plant seeds and you got to plant them consistently. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to plant, post, so that one day someone's going to open their eyes and say, hey, that is the person I want to do business with. The next season is the season of pruning. This is a hard season for many people because this is the season where you got to cut some people off. Listen, we got to cut people off, not say get rid of them, but you got to understand that life and death is in the power of the tongue. You hang around somebody and they say, hey, I tried that, it don't work. Sooner or later, that's going to rub off on you and it's going to make you quit. But not only need to let go of people, we got to let go of excuses. You know, it's funny how your business might have an event to go to and we will make it an excuse. It's raining, it's snowing, it's too cold. But let our employer say, hey, I need you to come in to work for this training. We might fuss, we might fight, but guess what? We're going to get in our car and we're going to go. But we'll do that for someone else's asset. But when are you going to do it for your own? And the last season is the season of prosperity. This is a season that people look forward to because you've been prepared for it. You've been planting seeds. You have cut people off, but now you get to celebrate all the success that you had. But let me just tell you, in this season, be careful because a lot of people make a lot of money, but they never invest back into their business. So make sure that you invest back into your business so that your business can continue to grow. So those are the 4 seasons: season of preparation, season of planting, season of pruning, and a season of prosperity.
Wow. Hey, man, you gave me some extra credit on that one, baby. You came with
Yes.
the 4 seasons. Hey, I just want to let you see this, man. Hey, note takers are money makers, man. Hey,
Money making.
I got all 26 and the 4. I got 30, baby, 30. Hey, see that? Hey, I ain't even had to take my socks and shoes off for that one, man. I can do them numbers real fast. Wow. Mr. Tucker, I just want to, real quick, sir, if you don't mind, I want to just run through these real quick, and I just want to recap, because I know somebody out here may have just been coming on, or somebody may not have got everything. Yes. But please, if I miss something, which I know I didn't because I wrote it down. Another thing my mentor told me: a short pen or pencil will outlast the longest memory. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So let's hit this real quick. I got the ABCs of financial literacy. A is for assets. B is for brand yourself. C is close the deal. D is dominate the competition. E is excited. F is follow up. G, go hard or go home. H is help. I, invest. J, journey. K, kindness. L, leadership. M, market your business. N, know. O, option. P, perseverance. Q, quality over quantity. R, register for conferences. S, systems. T, time. U, unity. V, value. W, walk by faith and not by sight. X, X-ray vision. Y, Q, Z, zero balance. And then you gave us extra credit. Prepare yourself for the 4 seasons of success. Preparation, planting seeds, pruning, and prosperity.
Love it.
Hey, you love it. I love it, man. That was awesome. Hold on. I gotta ask this question. Where did you get this idea from to come up with this? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If you set the average person down, and I know you above average because you rode in a neon for a little while, so that tells me everything I need to know about you. Okay, how in the world did you come up with this? Like, I know you said it was raining outside, but like, man, this is like, where did it come from? Like, where did you just say, like, you know what? I need to put this on paper.
You know, it's funny. I wake up every day, believe it or not, every day I say, who can I help whose life can I change today? And so that was constantly on my mind. Who can I help? Whose life can I change? How can I change their life? And literally it came to me. I said, wait, you know what? I learned financial literacy. I teach financial literacy. Why not put it all in the alphabets? And I had my daughter. We were talking, looking at TV, looking at Sesame Street, and I was like, you know what? I can go ahead and they talk about the ABCs. Let me go ahead and put my own spin to it.
Man, you showed, hey, you did that, man. Like that right
Thank
there
you.
was fire. I so appreciate it, man. Like I said, hey, I got all 26 and the extra credits, so I'm gonna be all right. Mr. Tucker, we've been on here now for about 45 minutes, man. We getting ready to wrap it up. But again, I dropped in the comments, man. Hey, if you watching us and you got a question for myself or you have a question for Mr. Tucker, please feel free to drop the question in here. I will go in and we'll bring up some of the comments that I'm seeing right here on the screen, and we'll get a chance to let you speak on them and whatnot. But man, this has been absolutely fun. I knew it was gonna be fun anyway when I asked you and you came back and said I will be available. I was like, man, hey,
Yes.
I told you I got
For
automatically
you,
got
I'm like, it was no brainer. When you asked me, I'm like, it's a no brainer.
man, I so appreciate it. So I got one more question for you, okay? And like I
Sure.
said, this was really more of a conversation, because like I said, man, like the constant thing I run into is, people think that because I have a military background or retired that I'm just automatically I'm good. But like I said, that's not at all the case. And I just had to get somebody on here who could speak from the perspective that you talking from tonight. Somebody that has a job that's working, that they had some debt and they got out of debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's awesome,
Yes.
man. It's so awesome. So the last question I have tonight for you, Mr. Tucker, is this. Um, for whomever, because I know you shared this to your social media platform as well. For the person who's looking at you, or the person who's looking at this through my platform, what would you say to that person when this is what the answer is that they have given? I'll think about it.
Mm. I'll tell them, you know, there's no better time to work on your finances than now. And I tell them this: procrastination is the assassination to your destination. I'll say that again. Procrastination is the assassination to your destination. One of the biggest nations in the world is procrastination. And I encourage anyone that's living on procrastination to move continents ASAP. See, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. So when you say you got to think about it, you trust and believe time is going by and someone else is taking advantage of the opportunity that you're thinking about. And that person that took advantage of that opportunity, some of those people are millionaires, soon to be billionaires.
Hey man, you got to give me a second. My pen done stop working. Let me give me another pen. That right there hot, man. That boy said procrastination is the assassination to your destination.
Yes. Procrastination is the assassination to your destination. And one of the biggest nations in the world that people live on is procrastination. And if you live on procrastination, I encourage you to move and change zip codes ASAP.
Hey, that was worth the price of admission, man. You've been dropping straight jewels all night long, man. I told you, bro. I really do appreciate it, man.
You're
So,
welcome. You're
all right.
welcome.
I know you got other things to do, man. And like I said, I just want to tell you again, man, how much I really appreciate you taking time to hop on here with me. I know you know what I'm saying, I know you have a organization that you're leading yourself. You got your job, you got your family. But man, I tell you what, next time I see you, I know I'm about 5'8". So when you dap me up, you know what I'm saying, I might have to stand up on a chair. You know what I'm saying. I don't want you to hurt your bike trying to lean down. You know what I'm talking about. Mr. Tucker, I want you to do me a favor, man. Because I know you have your own organization called P2P. Okay. When
Yes.
you say, or when someone, you try to explain PTP to someone, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, P2P stands for purpose to prosper. I believe that everyone has a purpose on this earth to do something. And I believe that one of the purposes is to prosper, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, some way we want you to prosper. So our ultimate goal in our organization is to help you prosper in whatever area that you want to prosper in. Hopefully, too, financially, because that's what our lead discussion is. But no matter what direction it is, we're going to make sure that we help you any way that we can so that you can prosper and live the kind of life that you deserve.
Awesome. 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 Man, I tell you what, Mr. Tucker, man, I'm gonna give you an opportunity here right now, man, because what I usually do is when we get ready to wrap these things up, I want you to give everybody who like I said, they seeing us on your platform, they seeing this on mine. Um, how can someone who may have been talking to in the past, that they was like, man, no, no, not right now, I'm good, and now they hearing you go through your ABCs, your 4 seasons, and then your procrastination is the assassination to your destination. They might be like, man, just take my money. How do I find this joker? Where is he located at? Please, Mr. Tucker, tell them where they can find you on social media, whatever it is that you would prefer for them to reach out to you on, sir.
Yes, so on Facebook, I am Keith Tucker. You can type Keith Tucker my econ. You can find me there. On Instagram, it's Keith Tucker 75. TikTok is Keith Tucker as well. And then also my cell number is 240-305-1568. That's 240-305-1568. I am in the DMV area, which is the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, but I'm in the Maryland area itself in Crofton. So if you ever need assistance in the Maryland area, I will be honored, and I would love to meet you in person. But anything we can do, because I know that teamwork makes the dream work.
Man, that is absolutely awesome, good sir. So here it is, man. Hey, for those of y'all that know me, man, y'all already know the name. I'm Mr. Willie Ray Johnson Jr., Willie, no Y. And you better not call me William, because that is not my name. But you can find me on social media everywhere, man. I go by my name because I love the way it sounds when I hear it on my ears, because I went so long and I didn't hear it. But also, man, of course, y'all already know who I represent. I represent the Financial Blueprint Academy. Please follow us on www.financialblueprintacademy.com. And you can also
Yes.
reach out to me. I'm on Country Boy Finance, KUNTRYBOIFINANCE.com, man. We want to thank
Love it.
again
Love
Mr. Keith Tucker for coming
it. Thank
on and blessing us tonight, man. Your story is absolutely awesome. My man went from riding in a neon for $29,000 to walking in and paying cash $29,000 and leaving the lot with it. Ladies and gentlemen,
you.
if
Yes.
that right there don't inspire you to first of all understand, you got to know where you are so you can know where
Yes.
you're gonna go. You got to make decisions, man. You got to stop thinking and procrastinating. You got to start taking action, because,
Yes.
as my man Mr. Tucker said, can I please let me say this one more time?
Yes, please do.
Procrastination is the assassination to your destination. And the nation of procrastination is overcrowded, man.
It's
Mr. Tucker,
overcrowded.
awesome, 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 man. Thank you again, sir, so
You're
much. I just
welcome.
want to say that again. I hope you have a fantastic evening.
You as
Matter of fact,
well.
before we get out here, man, let me jump in these comments, man, because I know we got some
Mhm.
people out there. This lady right here, this is my baby sister, man, Miss Stephanie Johnson Allred. She says, "Hello, bro, Mr. Tucker."
Hey, Stephanie.
Yeah, she been on here with us, I think, since the beginning, man. Every time, like I said, man, ain't nothing like having, like you said, uh, somebody who is willing to support you through all your endeavors, man. And my
Yes.
baby sister,
Yes.
in fact, does do that. She says, "Amazing. Let your money work for you." That right there,
Yes.
man, I think a lot of people miss. They think that, you know what I'm saying? If Hold on, let me make sure I get this right. If you are working for every dollar you have, you said this a few minutes ago. What happens when you can't work, or your work
That's
runs out, or your work tells you, hey, you no longer need it? That's
Yes.
powerful. That is powerful.
Yes.
Stephanie asked for she said she missed out, but I went into the Facebook and I told her E is for excited. I told people if they have questions here, just drop them. Stephanie said he is on fire. Hey, you ain't lying. Hey, I was over here, my skin was smoking. Woo! I'm telling you, man, like I knew when you agreed to come on, man, I knew one of the things I was gonna have you talk about was your ABCs of financial literacy.
Yes.
Everything you said right there, man, like I said, is what's the word I want to say here? It's so there's so much truth to it, but it's not necessarily the truth. It's that you have to be willing to take it and then apply
Yes.
it. Man,
Yes.
too good. Too
I always
good.
tell people knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is powerful.
I like that. I like that. And then, of
Mm-hmm.
course, my man, Mr. Johnson Reed out of San Antonio, Texas. He said, sorry, late to the party, fam, but you fellas dropping straight fire. Definitely catching the replay. Awesome,
Chauncey.
awesome. Hey, look right here, Mr. Tucker, what he said. He said, hey, you got to keep two. Wait a minute. You got to keep a pack of pens around for Mr. Tucker. Hey, boy, he had me over here bunning it up, Chauncey. Crazy, man. Crazy. Then I got a fella on here, Mr. Mikey Howe. He says, what's up, Mr. Willie Ray Johnson Jr.? What's up, Mr. Howe, man? Me and Mr. Howe went to middle school together, man. We kept in contact, and that's a good fella right there, man. Always good to have good people around you, man. So, hey, Mikey,
Yes.
man, thanks for hopping on. And then my sister said, hello. I'm going to assume she was talking about your 4 seasons of success. I know she's let's ask her. Stephanie, was you talking about him in the 4 seasons of success, or what was you saying hello to? Give her a second. I know she out there listening to me still. She'll come on here. But yeah. Again, Mr. Tucker, man, like I said, she said, yes, I was. She was talking about your them 4 seasons of prosperity. I told you, hey, you hit me with some extra credit right there. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't know he was gonna come with that too. I'm about to tell you, your mouth and keep on talking. Yeah, Mr. Tucker, man, like I said, thank you so much. We are just about at an hour, man. I cannot thank you enough, sir. Please, if you ever want me to come on one of your platforms and run my mouth,
I do. I'm gonna be reaching out. Yes, consider it done.
I will be honored. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that you talked about, I know I keep trying to tell him, let you get off here. But one of the things that I think that if you out there listening, ladies and gentlemen, don't be afraid of collaboration. Don't ever be afraid of collaboration.
Yes.
You got to be willing to step back sometimes and share or give your platform to someone else. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all right now. I wrote down them ABCs of financial literacy, but there is no way I would have been able to deliver them the way that Mr. Tucker delivered them to y'all tonight, because that right there is his brainchild. And sometimes what you got to do is you got to be willing to share and let people hear a different voice so that your message can be even more powerful once it finally makes its mark. So,
iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, you need to rub up against me some more, because if I can get to about 5'11", Mr. Tucker, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be a problem. I'm a problem at 5'8", but you be another 3 inches, man. Watch out. But now, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get ready to wrap this thing up, because like I said, we coming up on 8:30. We have been on here for an hour. Please, if y'all come back on later on and you catch this on the replay, man, watch it, ask questions. Mr. Tucker shared this on his platform, so he will be able to see it. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we are here because we are average gentlemen who heard some information, took a hold of the information, and then applied it, and now we are living extraordinary lives. If we can do it, you guys can do it too. Mr. Tucker, thank you so much for your time, sir. Y'all be good, y'all be safe, and have a great weekend, Mr. Tucker.
You as well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, sir. Take care of yourself.